Hello, how are y'all? I know I supposed to had went on live yesterday, but yeah, long story. But anyway, I'm here today and we're going to be discussing dice and diamonds. And I know I got to get used to this camera here because I think that I'm out of camera view when I lean forward. But anyway, so we're going to be discussing Dice and Diamonds. We're on chapter 6, 1 through, no, chapter 6 through 10. Sorry, got confused there. Yeah, it's all right though. But in chapters 1 through 5, we learned that, well, not a whole lot, but um, we learned that Dice has a thing for Diamond, and when he was on the elevator, he had to hurry up and get off because he was thinking all kinds of crazy stuff. But yeah, so we're going to pick up right here, and we're going to um I'm going to say this before I start the book. If you're under the age of 18 and you snuck in here some type of way, this may not be the thing for you because some of the books that I do share on live, they are very explicit and they may not be, and it's not suitable for young viewers for this type of content. So we're going to go ahead and get started on in the book or do and go from there. So let me hold on. And I do want to, I can't wait for it. I'm doing this because of the pleasure that I have from reading books. I'm not doing this for nobody else. I'm doing this because I take, and I love to read. I like to just escape away and um, go to wherever they're at. Just use your imagination to to go to go away to escape. If you need a break, I personally I like to y'all excuse me. Don't be paying no attention to that. Let me let this up so you still see it, but it's okay. Um I like to escape. Like today is one of those days that I wish that I could really escape and I didn't make a commitment to go on live or to share my books with you because today's just one of those days that I just don't want to do nothing. I had a hard time today at freaking work. I'm struggling. I'm like, oh my God, when is the day gonna end? Then when the day ended, guess what? I got amped right up, but now I'm back to that sluggish and don't want to do anything. Just leave me alone. Let me be. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't say nothing to me. And I know I'm not the only one that feel like that sometimes. And it's okay. It's okay to feel like that. I promise you it is. But we're gonna dive. I promise not to hold you long. Um, we're gonna dive right on into this book, chapter 6. For those that want to follow along, I will tell you where to get it from, but I'll tell you that later, unless you watch the first one. Because editing is not for me. I'm gonna tell you like that. I don't know if I gotta edit this or not, but editing is not for me. I promise you, editing is not for me. I do not like to edit. I do not. I rather just speak and let that be the reason because editing is not for me. It's a long process, and if um if I can't, I have the means to do it. I promise you I do. I just don't want to do it. And I don't feel like I should have to do it. I don't think that I should have to edit nothing. it is what it is at the end of the day. And I know on here on YouTube, I gotta watch my mouth, and that's gonna be very hard because of the type of books that I listen to. And I knew somebody would call me when I come on live. I sat here and I waited for this phone call forever in the day. So y'all just give me 1 second. All right. Now we can dive into it. That's over and done with. So um we're gonna hold on. We're gonna dive into this book so that way um let me stop it. We're gonna dive into chapter 6, and we're gonna start with Dietrich. Remember now, Dietrich is Diamond's brother. So re- remember that. So away we go.
Chapter 6 Etrick D. Diamond wasn't surprised at all when I told her I wouldn't be doing the dinner with her tonight. Since she told me about changing her mind about allowing me to be the proprietor of this establishment, she had to know I wasn't going to be at the stuffy activities that she had planned. Come to think of it, she may have been expecting me to go back home to handle my business. I admit that it was a thought that I had tossed around even after telling her that I would stay in her office earlier today. Running into Dice worked in her favor. I know she didn't think that she needed me since she has accomplished so much without me being around. Regardless of her boss status, she's always going to be my sister.
That's
I'm
true.
sure although she has established that she can run some shit just by getting this place built and opened in Vegas, there's a few men that will definitely try her. That's when I was going to step in and let them know that she is never without protection and support. I've seen these major players in Vegas do some ungodly things to women who thought they could play the game with them. My sister wasn't going to go out like many of the women before her. Dice and I rode the service elevator to the Diamond Palace Lounge, which was located in the basement. There was an entrance that led to the street that was a block over from the hotel for the people who weren't staying at the hotel or playing in the casino. I saw Dice taking an inventory of the club's setup. As I looked at it, the ambience was definitely in the air tonight. All the other times I had been down here before it was complete, it didn't give me a club feel. Being in here with the lights low, the random color changes of the LED lights that were hidden behind the crown molding at the top, middle, and bottom of the walls all enhanced the atmosphere. The wait staff and bottle girls were dressed in some black booty shorts with each one having on a different color top. The tops were the same colors as the changing LED lights. The furniture was all black, which is something that I asked Diamond about. I thought that the furniture should have some color to it, however, looking at it now I understand her decision. The color of the furniture would only take away the focus of what was going on around the club. Once the liquor starts popping and the fun starts, no one is going to be concerned with the colors of the furniture anyway. This is a nice ass spot here. The setup contrasts the setup of the hotel and casino. While the hotel gives you a modern but business-like atmosphere, this is also modern-like but more of a ratchet type of modern, Dice said. Have you been drinking already? I never thought you were the type to pay attention to ambience or atmosphere. That ain't what we came out for tonight though. You're out here sounding like that HG channel and shit. Let's get tonight popping. He laughed at me talking shit about his detailed observation. I walked over to the bar to ask the bartender where the section was that we had reserved for the night when I saw Tamika, Diamond's assistant. She wasn't dressed like she was earlier. Tonight, she had on a gold mini dress with matching heels. The contrast of the gold color on her deep chocolate skin made her look like a damn Hershey bar wrapped in gold. I've been checking Tamika out for a couple of years now. Lately, I've been paying closer attention to her though. I've tried to keep things platonic between the both of us. It was customary for me to see her in a pantsuit or a nice pencil skirt and blouse. Right now, looking at her had me perplexed like a motherfucker. I couldn't be in the same club with her and not speak, that would be rude. Wouldn't it? Tamika, I didn't think I would see you here tonight, I said to the back of her head as I walked up behind her. She was talking to some guy but, his ass didn't matter right now. I didn't care about interrupting their conversation one bit. She stood there a few minutes before turning to face me. When she looked at me, I knew right then that me staying away from her on a personal level wasn't going to happen much longer. If I could change that right in this moment I would without hesitation. Detrick, I guess we're in the same boat because, I wasn't expecting to run into you either, she said with a beautiful smile. I leaned in to give her a kiss on the cheek. The urge to feel her skin was too much for me to continue to fight. Her smile made my chest tighten at the thought of her smiling in some random guy's face, including the one that was eyeballing me right now. Let me find out that you don't work all the time, I said jokingly as I lightly traced her jawline with my thumb. I felt a slight pause followed by her eyes looking around the club nervously. What are you doing in here tonight? She stuttered out. Do I make you nervous? I've never heard you sound so shaky before. You're always so focused and confident. I stated as I stepped closer to her. My man, we were talking here, the guy said to me. My eyes stayed trained on Tamika though. Dude sounded like I was getting under his skin by continuing to talk to Tamika. He was just going to have to get past his issues and wait or walk away. It didn't matter to me either way. You just gonna let homie interrupt like that? I thought we were better than that, he said. I didn't come over here to cause problems for you, Tamika. I just wanted to let you know that you are absolutely beautiful tonight. I'm gonna be in my section if you want to come and kick back. I'm saying without niggas breathing down your neck and all that, I told her before walking away. I wanted to turn around but, if I would have seen her arguing with dude then it was going to get nasty. I just kept it moving back over to the bar since that was the better choice for the night. How can I help you, handsome? The bartender chic asked. I need one of the bouncers to walk me and my boy up to the reserved section for us tonight, I told her. She gave me a smile then picked up the phone. He'll be here to walk you to your section momentarily. I didn't give you a name, how do you know who I am? Boss lady gave us a picture of you just in case you popped in here tonight. She directed us to make sure you don't have any issues, she revealed. I walked back over to where Dice was standing. Everything good? I saw you over there talking to Shorty, is that you? He asked. Not yet, she will be soon enough though, I responded truthfully. I hear that. She's bad though. What's up with her and the guy she was talking to though? Whatever it is that they have going on, it doesn't even matter, I told him. Will you gentlemen follow me? Some big Italian-looking guy said to us. I could see all the guys staring at us as we walked behind the bouncer. I could only shake my head at them. There was no way I could be in a club with a bunch of beautiful women and stare at the niggas all night. They had life fucked up. Tonight, we were seated in our section which was already stocked with liquor and ice. There will be a few dancers up here a little later on during the night. Dancers? Dice asked. Yeah, they have strippers by request. There are too many strip clubs in Vegas as it is, but my family understands the male urge to look at naked women. Instead of having the customers go to another establishment to see some tits and ass, you can make an appointment and get entertained here. When Diamond told me about it, I thought it sounded genius. There were men out here who wanted to go to the strip club but didn't want to be bombarded with strippers coming up to them to see if they wanted a lap dance. This was a completely aggression-free atmosphere of looking at strippers. I never thought that strippers would be here. That's an unexpected twist in the night. I understood where he was coming from. So, do you want to have a stripper or two come over here with us? Not, I can't get my mind off this badass chick that I ended up passing when I was getting on the elevator. Oh yeah, what's her name? I asked. I don't know. Is she staying here? I don't know that either. How are you talking to me about a chic and you don't know nothing about her? Did you
Exactly.
talk to her? No, he answered. Well, did you wave at her ass? Maybe, I'm missing something. Start from the beginning. The elevator doors opened and there she was. The elevator was empty so it was just her and I standing there. She had some legs that you instantly want to have wrapped around you. She said excuse me and I stepped to the side. I watched her ass sway back and forth until she turned the corner. I'm telling you she was it, man. It? What the hell does that mean? That means I have to stay away from her while I'm here. He said as if it was nothing at all. If you like her, why do you want to stay away from her? That doesn't make any sense. I'm not a man that's lacking in having all the sheiks trying to get with me. Shit, I've come across some that were happy just to be in the same room with me. With that being said, I can pretty much read a female before they open their mouths. It was nothing like that with the elevator chic. She had me stuck on stupid before she said the words excuse me. When I heard her voice, she was sounding like an angel. I couldn't hold it any longer. Granted, I didn't know him that well, but I never pictured hearing him talk about some female that he didn't know like he was just then. He noticed that I was laughing at him, so he gave me the middle finger. How the hell do you know what a damn angel sounds like? Nigga, you are wild for all that shit, man. You don't even know if she likes men. These days you never know. I'm telling you that you better think about it. You can be all into a chic when you see her and shit. You go to approach her, then here comes Tony spelled with two eyes grabbing on her strap ready to fight behind her woman. The look on Dice's face was priceless. I just couldn't understand how he's all googly-eyed behind a female he doesn't know a damn thing about. I watched as he got up and walked out of our section. He was mingling on the floor with all the women. I wasn't trying to get into anything since seeing Tamika in here. Knowing that Dice had his shit under control, I turned to look and see what the hell she had going on. If I had to be on some stalker shit all night, then I was cool with that as long as she enjoyed herself. Chapter 7 Ice D Shorty was bent over in front of me pushing her ass all against my dick. I was about to walk away when some dude came walking up with a mug on his face. Why the fuck you all bent over in front of this nigga? Is this the shit that we're doing out here tonight? He asked her. If he would have waited until I left to get all in his feelings, then that would be some shit that they had to handle on their own. Being that he chose to confront her while I was standing here, I wasn't moving. Here it is, I would have bet money that the guy that Tamika was talking to would have been the first one starting beef with Trick. Since I was with Trick, that would bring me into it. So, if we were gonna fight anybody, it should have been him. Instead, we have to deal with this nigga and his woman that he can't control. Just my luck, it must be crazy niggas get in free night. And, there's no need for you to be over here with that bullshit. You weren't worried about me when you were over there talking to old girl, Shorty said. The fact that she was still grinding her ass on me while she was talking to him was comical as fuck to me. I started chuckling as I placed my hands on her sides just to see what his next move was since his ass was clearly pissed. Motherfucker, do you see something funny? He asked looking at me. My dude, I haven't said shit to you. Continue to address ya bitch. I ain't the one to be trying to flex ya steroid using ass muscles with, I told him calmly. This nigga was standing here looking like a fucking cartoon character with a bunch of muscles up top with some skinny ass legs to carry all that shit around. In his mind he probably thought he was the shit. The reality was that he's doing too fucking much in the gym just like he's doing too much right now. You should have walked the fuck away when I came over here, with your disrespectful ass. You must not be from around here. Y'all out of town motherfuckers kill me coming here fucking with our women and shit. Hearing him admitting that this is a reoccurring situation was fucking hilarious. He was solidifying his position as the king of the clowns the more he talked. What nigga is gonna act an ass over and over behind his so-called woman? Either she's gonna act like she's in a relationship or she wasn't.
Here.
There ain't no in between. Fucking clown, I said looking in his eyes. And go head on with all that. You always doing shit but, when I do it back to you here you come showing out. Just let me have my fun and take your ass back over there with that bitch you were talking to earlier, Shorty fussed. Everything cool over here? Trick asked as he stood beside me. Oh, you supposed to be back up or something? I got my niggas here with me too I can get this shit popping with ease. What the fuck y'all wanna do? The clown asked. I tell you what since this is y'all domestic shit I'll let y'all handle that, I said. You ain't gotta let me do shit. I'm a grown-ass man, fuck what you talking about. Get your ass on, none of this is your concern. I was standing here chilling when she came bending her soft ass up against my dick. Then, out of nowhere here your ass comes. Since I was standing here before both of y'all came over here fucking up my night, how about both of y'all take y'all dumb ass argument somewhere else? You should have backed up when she did that shit. Have some respect about this shit, he fussed. I don't have to respect shit. She could have walked over here, dropped to her knees and took my dick out to suck it and I would have let her. One thing I learned early is that a woman needs attention and something to fill her mouth up. Who would I be to interfere in her nightly goals? You disrespectful motherfucker, he growled as he tried to get to me. Shorty was trying her hardest to keep him from reaching me while I stood planted not even concerned about the antics that he had going on. I know if I was in his shoes there's no way I wouldn't have had my eye on her in the first place. Careless mistakes always lead to bullshit when you're in the club. I could tell he was just causing a damn scene. There ain't no way old girl was really stopping him from doing anything. This nigga ain't trying to do shit, Trick whispered to me. Hell nah, he's not. He needs to take his ass to Hollywood with all this acting he doing in here. Come on man, I'm all the way over here in Vegas. I ain't trying to catch a charge in this motherfucker. I turned to start walking to the exit with Trick beside me. Just like the bitch I knew you were. Only bitch ass niggas bring up charges when it's time to get shit popping. Little did he know, I was bringing up charges because I was far away from home with no fucking connections out here.
Right.
I remained silent as I walked to the exit that led to the street instead of inside the hotel. The last thing I needed was to get banned from that motherfucker before I could even play. One damn game tomorrow. The clown now had the whole clown posse behind him and they were all talking shit. It was clear that Trick and I were outnumbered, but I for one, didn't give a fuck about all that. I looked at Trick once we hit the sidewalk, he looked back at me with a smile on his face. I knew then that he was with all the shits. You need to apologize for grinding all on my girl and being disrespectful. This is my fucking city, he said causing me to turn around. Nigga, fuck you, you're basic ass bitch, and whatever apology.
First of all, couple of things. If that's your city, no. Let's start with the female first because she's wrong. You don't address the nigga, excuse me, I'm sorry. You don't address the guy or the female, you address the person who you're with. Why are you doing this? You don't address the opposite person on why you're female or why your man is dancing with someone else. You don't address them. That's just stupid. I would question them, but I'm not finna sit up there and have a whole daggone argument with them about who my guy is. I'm not finna do that. And then, if this is your city, he would have heard about you when he touched ground. Ain't nobody heard about this man. Who is he? We don't even know who he is. They ain't even telling us his name. Who are you? Tell us. Who are you for us to know who you is? If you go back to Dice Town, you'll know about him. Everybody know about him. So obviously you're not known there. So you don't mean nothing to nobody. So I mean, keep it a buck. You don't mean nothing to nobody. So I guess it is what it is. If your girl is for the whole darn state of damn the whole city, let her be. Find you another broad. Plain and simple. Honey, you doing too much. You causing a scene, like they said. You causing a scene. You doing too much. I need for you to sit down somewhere. Cause you about to piss me off. And they ain't even got no damn cigarettes to be damn smoking. So you about to piss me off. Sit down somewhere, boy. Sit down somewhere. That's all I'm gonna say.
Your dumb ass is asking for. One of y'all move this bitch out of the way so I can kick this nigga's ass in his fucking city. What the fuck you think this is with your clown ass? Basic? I'm anything but basic, Shorty pipped in.
Huh.
Nah, you grinding all on a motherfucker that you never seen before just to help your nigga get his ass kicked. That's all basic bitch moves. A thorough ass female would have left
Period.
his ass where he stood instead of trying to prove a fucking point. You already know your man is a fucking clown and dumb as hell. Why even bring me into this shit? I ain't fighting over a bitch and I damn sure ain't gonna be fighting over a bitch that can't make my dick hard with all that offbeat grinding your ass was doing. You must have some white in you.
Oh wow.
This nigga stupid as shit, Trick said as he laughed. All that friction for no damn reason. You had to have been trying to start a damn forest fire instead of getting dick down, weren't you? I asked. You're gonna stop disrespecting her in front of
Who
me.
are you?
I haven't disrespected her yet. Now, if I would have had her suck me off then made her drive home to you with my kids all over her face afterward, then I could understand your statement. Right now, I'm confused as a motherfucker. Homie was huffing and puffing like the big bad wolf and shit, but he still hadn't made a move. Trick and I turned around to walk away because they weren't trying to do shit but talk. I ain't with all that talking shit. The thing that people didn't understand was that I was far as hell from stupid. I knew that turning my back on him and his crew of clowns was going to give them some courage. Just like I thought, I heard his chic yell out, "Don't do it." She had given me enough heads up for me to duck his weak ass swing, then follow up with a blow of my own. I can't tell what happened after that, but I could see Trick handling his business just like I was. That's all that mattered to me. Once the first blow connected, it was on like Donkey Kong on this Vegas street. The fake-ass Popeye was swinging all wild like a female. I moved to the left, then the right. I sent a right hook to his jaw. I could tell that I rocked his shit loose, but that didn't stop me from hitting his ass again. We were at it, going blow for blow with each other. I kept trying to figure out why the hell this dude was fucking pissed with me when his woman was the one throwing her ass in a circle. I could see Trick handling business just like I was. The Tamika chick was somewhere close doing a bunch of damn yelling and screaming for us to stop like they weren't the ones that started the shit. Trick and I were just defending ourselves, but these niggas weren't holding all the weight they were throwing inside the club. He was talking all this big shit, but he was moving like a fucking lightweight. You and your bitch need to take y'all asses on somewhere, I told him as I sent blows to his face and neck. Out of nowhere I was tackled to the ground. I hit my head on the concrete. Stay down, motherfucker. Give me a reason. All I need is one, the officer said. Get the fuck off me with your bitch ass. Go tackle that motherfucker that started the shit. Save that song and dance for someone who cares. Stand up and put your hands behind your back. Make sure you do the shit quietly. You gangbangers need to find something else to fucking do besides fucking up our city. The only banging I'm doing is gonna be on your sister when I find her ass. She's gonna be gangbanging my dick in her mouth, I argued.
That's disrespectful.
I usually didn't act like this, but these fucking cops were doing the most by roughing Trick and I up. I didn't see the people we were fighting in cuffs, so that shit was a sign that they knew who they were going for. This shit was fucked up and it was pissing me off the more I thought about it. He needs to go to the hospital. He hit his head when you slammed him to the ground, Tamika said to the officers. Ma'am, I need you to step back. Allow us to do our jobs. Your job doesn't mean that you can just go around slamming someone's head on the curb. Allow them to go to the hospital to get checked out first. Shorty was straight standing up to the cops and shit. I looked around to see that the main nigga running his mouth and the bitch that all of this shit was behind were nowhere to be found. I shook my head because deep in my gut all this was looking like a fucking setup. I don't have nobody out here that would have any type of beef with me. That fact alone confused me, because if I wasn't the reason for the setup, then who was? Chapter 8. I am in D, lying on the table, feeling his hands caress me in a continuous mesmerizing pattern. The way he was making my body feel like it was floating, instead of being stretched out on this table. As he massaged me, I pictured him licking his lips and biting his bottom lip like he did as he checked me out in the elevator. If he would only place little kisses down my spine like I wanted him to right now. Yes, I had it bad for the guy that I almost met when I got off the elevator earlier. Just by looking at him or him looking at me, my insides were going crazy. The sight of him brazenly checking me out excited me, when it should have creeped me out. If I was being truthful, it made me wonder what his stroke game was like. When I came to the conclusion that he wasn't going to say anything, I spoke up. Something had to be done to get away from the sexual chemistry that was going on between us. I wanted him in every physical way possible when I didn't even know who he was. Now I'm here daydreaming that it's his hands that are all over me and not Alec, one of the masseurs that I have on staff. Diamond. Diamond. I heard Tamika yell out from behind me. She looked like she was carrying nothing but bad news with her. It was shocking enough that she had come into the massage parlor, but the fact that she was dressed like she was enjoying her night had me confused. What's going on, Tamika? Is someone bothering you? Why are you looking like that? She looked around looking unsure. The problem was that I couldn't tell if she was unsure of what she was going to say or my reaction to what she was about to say. I waved the masseur off, sitting up as he left the room. There's no easy way to say this. Detrick and some guy got in a fight with some hood guys in the club tonight. I don't think anyone got arrested, but the ambulance came to get them. They are taking them to Sunrise Hospital. We have to get over there right now. I jumped up to get the sweatpants and shirt that I had worn down here. What was he doing fighting? Who is this guy that he was with? Were they hurt or bleeding? I asked. I kissed my teeth when I realized how remedial the last question was. Tamika just said that they were in a fight, so of course they were hurt. If they were fine, they would have called the police and not the ambulance. It's been years since I've heard about D being in a fight. If he was fighting now, then there had to be a good-ass reason. All types of thoughts were running through my head as I put my clothes on. This couldn't be happening right now. I was supposed to be celebrating all the hard work I've had to put in. Instead, I'm going way too fast putting these clothes on. I hope and pray that D and his friend are only hit with wounds that don't require surgery or a prolonged hospital stay. I rushed out of the front door with Tamika on my heels. Boss lady, do you want me to bring your car around? The valet asked. No, I'm in no position to drive. I need an Uber or a cab to take me to Sunrise. He nodded his head, then waved over one of the cars that were parked not too far away from the front door, over to where we were standing. The best thing about being in Vegas was that there were always cabs, Ubers, and Lyfts parked outside of the hotel no matter what time of night or day. Tamika and I got into the car after the valet opened the door. I could see anguish all over Tamika's body. She didn't have to say anything to let me know that she was worried. Who could she be so worried about? How long have you been dating the guy that was with Detrick? I asked. I'm not dating him. I've never seen him before. I apologize for assuming, but you were sitting over there looking so zoned out. The concern and worry are all over you. I figured you were close to the guy that my brother was with. No, I ran into your brother at the club and the other guy wasn't with him. I saw him chilling with Detrick later on though. I'm worried about you keeping things together. This is a big week for you. You need to be focused. What she was saying was true, but there was a more personal vibe that I got from her. She was holding back something, but now was not the time for me to try to figure out what. My brother was hurting and I wasn't going to focus on anything else but him, until I got some good news from the hospital. I took a deep breath as the car pulled up to the emergency exit. I got out thankful that I was wearing sneakers instead of the high heels that I usually wore. Can someone tell me where Detrick Morris is? He was brought in by the ambulance. We are in a hospital emergency room. You have to know that saying he was brought in by ambulance doesn't set him apart from anyone else. I was hit by an urge to reach over the counter and bash this woman's head into the desk. Tonight is not the night for some added bullshit. Why do hospitals always have the rudest, most ghetto females working the front desk? I looked to see if there was someone else that could help me. Of course, this thing here behind the desk was the only hospital employee on site. Just when I was about to go in on her, I heard a voice from behind me. Good evening, ladies. We're here to get statements from the gang members that were fighting leaving from the new casino or club on the strip. Can you ladies point me in the right direction? An officer said. I stepped to the side, making sure to avoid the irritated look on Tamika's face. I was boldly listening to the conversation to see what the nurse's response was going to be. Do you have the names of the people you're looking for, officer? No, I sure don't. Can you try to find them in the system? I watched her type on the computer for a while before she looked up. We have Detrick Morris and Douglas Ortis. They were the only ones brought in by an ambulance in the past few hours. They are in the back getting looked at. I'll go see if the doctor feels that they can be useful to you gentlemen tonight, she said, all pleasant and shit. Oh, so I have to have a penis or a badge to get some worthwhile service. You just sat here and got smart behind me telling you they were brought in by ambulance. What type of bullshit ass hospital is this? Ma'am, you should remain calm. We're here to find out what happened to your friends, another officer said. Friends? I'm not here checking on friends, they are my family. Yes, I know that I had no idea of who the other guy was, but the police didn't need to know that. Since you say that you're family, can I ask if you know anyone that might want to hurt your family? Are there any gang affiliations that we should know about? One of them asked. I know you, an officer of the law, is not standing here asking me no bullshit like that. Let me get this right, since you got a call involving black men you automatically conclude that they're gang members. Is that what you're standing here telling me? With all due respect, he started saying, but I made sure I interrupted him. You've already been disrespectful, so keep that all due respect shit to yourself. I'm well aware of how you feel about my family that's in this hospital. I wonder how the mayor would feel if he knew that his officers were out here making resoundingly incorrect accusations. How do you know what your family may or may not be into? I seriously doubt that you have any way of getting in contact with the mayor. They are not gang members, nor are they friends with any gang members. Find another line of questions, because this gang angle that you're trying to work isn't where it's at.
Isn't it just sad how
Can't believe you're
we're
standing here trying to get me to say nothing but lies about my family. Can't believe you're standing here trying to get me to say nothing but.
isn't it funny how we like, especially the black males, that they are quick to get stereotyped for something. It's crazy. I'm not going to even get into it. I just wanted to touch it just for a little bit, just for a little bit. That our black men, they are so quick to get stereotyped, and the officers always assume we're gang related or they're gang related. I'm not a man. I'm a woman. Sorry. But I am a tomboy, so sorry. But it's just it's crazy. Like you could be standing out. I can remember times. I'm gonna use my family for for example. Um, when I was younger, my brother and his friends, they had the pool hall, running the pool hall or whatever out the road. And I can remember a time it was this one officer. I'm not even gonna put a name on it because everybody know who he is. But anyway, there was this one officer. He harassed my brother so much. I mean, literally harassed my brother and his friends. He always thought my brother sold dope. My brother ain't never sold dope a day in his damn life. Sorry. But they tried to, they always assume, well, you hanging over there with them, y'all got all these cars. My brother worked really, really hard for whatever he bought. Like all his cars was paid for, except for Christine, good old Christine. But anyway, they always assumed that my brother and them was in a gang, always. And to this day, I guess because they wasn't even, I wouldn't even label them as friends. I would label them more as brothers because it didn't matter what time of day or night that these guys called each other. They was always there for one another. That's a true friend. But anyway, we're gonna get right back on into it, girls.
Lies about my family. You can't stand here and tell me you know everything that your family is into. You can't be a stand-up policeman if you're walking around thinking every black man is a gang member or knows gang members. What are your names and badge numbers? I'm going to put a call into the mayor to have him address your accusations, first thing in the morning. They looked at each other then, to me and laughed. I was so mad that I could feel my bones heat up. Pulling out my phone, I put the phone on speaker and dialed the mayor's personal cell phone number. It was late, but I didn't give a damn. Hello, Diamond. I didn't think that I was going to hear from you this week. What is the reasons for this call? He asked in his deep voice.
Checkmate, bitches.
I wish that this call would be behind more pleasant circumstances. However, the circumstances that I am faced with are not pleasant. I know that you can help clear up a few things for me. Go ahead, I'm listening. It seems that my brother and one of his friends got into an altercation earlier tonight outside of the underground club of my hotel and casino. I'm here at the hospital attempting to get a status on him and his friend. While I was dealing with the extremely rude receptionist at the hospital, two Vegas Metro PD officers came up. Instead of them asking for my brother with the respect that a businessman such as himself needs, they walked in asking for the gang members that were fighting. I informed them that my brother is not a gang member and has never been a gang member. They still tried to convince me that I don't know if he is or not. Oh shit, do you have me on speakerphone? Yes, Mr. Mayor, I do. The two officers are standing right here and can hear you. What precinct are you two from? We are from the headquarters on Vegas Boulevard. Do you see the woman in front of you? When you see her again, make sure that you give her the utmost respect. She is the owner of the new hotel and casino Diamond's Palace. I've known her and her brother, the one that you called a gangbanger, for over 10 years. They have done so much for this city and even your funky asses as well. How dare you make a judgment like that in today's climate? There is
Okay.
no need for that type of bullshit to be going on. What would make you think that her brother was a gangbanger in the first place? Were the words gangbanger said when the call was made to 911? No sir, it wasn't. Well then, why the fuck would you two jerk-offs call him one? What you two are going to do is walk out of that fucking hospital, take your asses to the police station and clock the fuck out. The chief will be calling you both, tomorrow. Don't come back to work until you hear from me or him. I watched them both turn red in the face before walking away. They left. Good, I tell you what, Diamond, we talk and train all the time. It doesn't stop them from being the pompous assholes that their parents raised them to be. What hospital are you at again? The mayor asked. Sunrise. You're in the emergency department, correct?
Ooh, I
He
like
asked.
this.
Yes, sir, I am. Okay, I'm contacting the head administrator of the hospital right now. Can you tell me the name of the rude lady? I looked over the desk to see the name engraved on the rectangular name plate. Monica, I told him. Her once vibrant caramel-colored face was now void of color. I still had the mayor on speakerphone, so she knew her time at the desk was coming to an end. I heard a chuckle come from the back of the desk as well. There was another nurse that was laughing at her coworker. I could tell by the way Monica rolled her eyes that she wasn't a fan of the woman. 5 minutes later, two security officers came asking for Monica to stand to her feet. I thoroughly enjoyed watching a black woman with connections work her
Yes,
magic.
honey.
Just sit over there in the waiting area. I'll go check on your
Ugh.
people for you. I don't know who you are or what you own around here, but I want to say I'm proud of you. You're a beautiful queen. That doesn't have to come off her throne to get people in order. Too many of our women think they have to be half naked, selling their soul, or selling whatever they can to feel powerful. I've seen it with my own eyes that it doesn't have to be that way. She said what she had to say, then she walked away. Tamika and I went to the waiting area like we were asked to do. Chapter 9 Ice D. I can't.
Hold on, I got something to say. I gotta say, and I like how this nurse or whoever she was gave her props because she's a black woman that know how to get stuff done without getting all loud and yelling at someone. She politely said, I will call the mayor, and they didn't believe her, and she called the mayor, and he got jumped down their throat, bounced on their esophagus, and made them do all this other stuff. I like that, but it shouldn't even have came to that. Only if that woman would have did her job, that nurse Monica, if she would have done her job, she wouldn't have been escorted out by security. Because there are some nurses that work up there at that hospital, and they will sit there and ignore you or have attitude with you. I don't sleep with you at night. I don't wake up with you in the morning. So why do you have a freaking attitude? That's just fucking ridiculous. That's freaking ridiculous. I'm sorry, YouTube. I know I can't be doing all that because that's when I try not to say too much. Because I know I got a potty mouth. And if you're under the age of 18, you really shouldn't be in here because this content is not for you. Again. So, but I really like how that second nurse came in, jumped in, and said, Hey, I don't know who you is. I don't want no smoke. I'm gonna go see what your people up to in the back, and I'll be right back. She didn't want none of that smoke. So kudos to that nurse. And Monica, baby, you should have had a better attitude. Cause when people come in to check on their loved ones, they don't want the attitude. They don't want it at all. But anyway, we're gonna move right along.
Believe I'm in the damn hospital. All I wanted to do was go to the club and have some fun. All the way out here in Vegas, and there's still people hating and talking about what they don't know. I wouldn't be myself if I let myself get
Uh,
played like those guys were trying to play trick, and I granted,
Sorry,
I
y'all.
didn't
Excuse
exactly
me.
know what Trick was going to do in that situation, but I
I
know
don't
I'm
care.
always with the shits. I looked around the stale hospital room wondering what
Y'all
the
know
deal
I
was
don't.
with Trick. He was family to me now, that's non-negotiable. Any man that stands in the trenches with you when it's clear that you're outnumbered and doesn't dip on you will always be a brother. The door opened and a nurse came in with a clipboard. She was a nice looking black lady with skin that looked like butter. Her eyes told me that she had seen a lot, but with black women you can never just assume what their age is. I've seen too many of my boys get their asses handed to them by assuming a black woman's age or touching their hair. Those were two sure ways of getting embarrassed quick as hell. Hello there, I'm Nurse Wilder. How are you feeling? I see you sitting up, so that's a good sign, she said, looking between me and the clipboard that she held. My head is hurting, but I'm good. Do you know what the verdict is? What did the doctor say? I asked. I really wanted to get out of there. Well, being that whoever the ladies are in the waiting area for you and your friend, ran the police out of here with their tails between their hind parts, I would say that you'll be just fine. That one young lady made a phone call and that was all she wrote. You're a nice looking young man, and when they wheeled you and your friend in here, the young girls that work this floor were all up and ready to help you two out. I snatched up both clipboards because those things out there wouldn't care about your well-being at all. When I saw the two young ladies come in and shut the police down, I was glad that I'm the one taking care of y'all. The last thing we need is some more complaints about these young girls and their tendency to cause hoax tanglements. She said, causing me to start laughing, although it hurt my damn ribs to do so. Hold up, what kind of tanglement? I questioned in between coughs. You heard me, a hose tanglement, she said slow as hell, which only caused me to laugh more.
What the hell is a hoax tanglement?
What is that exactly? I've heard of entanglements, but not that word you just said. It's simple. When a person, male or female, has hose-like tendencies, involves themselves in a complicated relationship or situation. They are known to slip phone numbers to patients. We've even had a couple of them get fired on the spot for showing their breasts to patients. They don't care if the men that come in here are gay, straight, married, engaged, Jew, or Gentile. They only care about getting their rocks off. It's a shame. Well, I'm not into highly advertised goods. The way those young ladies went toe to toe with the police when they came here, you don't need to be worried about anything out here. I can tell you right now, a strong woman is where it's at. Don't throw away a permanent future over something temporary. Let me go get your doctor and let him know you're up. Don't you go nowhere, she said with a comforting laugh. I watched her as she walked out of the door.
Y'all heard it?
I
Don't
shook my
throw
head
away
because she
something
was the
permanent
second
over
older
something
person who was
temporary.
talking to me about a future in a relationship. The gag was that I had
I'm
no
cold.
idea of who the
Trying to
two
get up
ladies
under
were
my
that she was
blanket.
talking about. Just by the way she was talking
don't
about
care.
them let me know that I needed to meet them and I owed them big time. After about 10 minutes, I saw Tamika, the one that Trick was talking to at the club, walk through the room door. She was still dressed in the dress that had Trick hot under the collar. I could see why he was bothered. She was cute in the face and had a nice shape on her. Other than that, she didn't do shit for me, but she had my man all the way gone in the head. I could tell she was worried, but she couldn't be the boss that the nurse was talking about. She was unsure of herself just by being in the room with me, and I didn't know a damn thing about her. Sup, I said to her because she was standing in here not saying a damn thing. Oh, I just came in here to check on you. Where's Trick? He's in another room. He's fine, she said with a nervous smile. I figured that you would be checking on him and not me. What's the deal with you and my brother? I asked. Detrick is not your brother, she said with a glimpse of attitude. Maybe, she did have some backbone. We're not related by blood, but any man that's willing to go toe to toe with me while we're outnumbered is my brother for sure. There's more in the world that can cause people to be related than blood ties. He's okay, the last I heard he was waiting on his discharge papers. I'm sure they will be in here when he gets them. Hey. Before she could answer my question, the door opened with Trick followed by the demon Sheik from the elevator. Our eyes connected and suddenly I forgot all about all the shit that had happened tonight. I was stuck as fuck, but I couldn't look away from her either. Trick cleared his throat, causing the demon to smirk. Can we get out of here before I dig into both of your asses to find out how the fuck y'all know each other? I shook my head, still looking into her eyes. I don't know her, but we saw each other in the elevator. The elevator? Oh, hell no, man. The Sheik in the elevator is this Sheik? He asked, pointing at her. When I didn't respond, he continued, being dramatic as hell. Oh, hell nah, this is my sister Diamond. Diamond, this is my homie Dice, since y'all didn't get each other's names in the damn elevator. When we get back to the hotel, I need to know what elevator it was, so I don't use that one. I ain't trying to make no damn love connection.
Alright,
When he said that, my
damn.
eyes shot over to him. He was lying his ass off right now. The way he had his eyes on that sheik tonight showed me otherwise. I'm not gonna bust his bubble though, at least not right now. I saw Shorty cutting her eyes at him as he was talking. He claimed they weren't a couple or nothing, but they were both acting like they were in a relationship on the down low with each other. I don't think the demon picked up on it, but I damn sure did. He must have seen me looking at him because he glanced over at me then turned his head quick as fuck. Okay, since you're getting released and your friend seems to be okay, I'm gonna leave. I do have a hotel to run, the demon said. Thank you for checking on me too. I heard about you shutting the police down. I would like to thank you for that as well.
Is he calling Diamond the damn demon?
I'm gonna call for an Uber to take Tamika home. I'm gonna ride with her. You and Dice can ride back to the hotel together, Trick said as he looked at the Tamika sheik. The demon acted like she wanted to object, but Trick gave her a look. Seeing her bite her tongue was comical as hell. We don't even know if he's getting released. I don't even know him. Him? I do have a name, it's Dice, baby girl. It's bad enough you're in my room talking about me like I'm not the reason you're in here in the first place. I haven't called you a demon to your face yet, so put some respect on my name. Demon? I am anything but a demon. Since you think I'm a demon, how about you get your own cab or an Uber back to the hotel, and I'll get mine. That way I can ride alone and get some peace.
Oh, Lord.
How do you feel about that, Mr. Dice? She asked with a smirk. Nah, that's not going to work for me. Since your brother asked you to do him a solid, that's what you're going to do. You said all that unnecessary shit trying to be a smart ass, but I see you said my damn name. You might be the boss lady, but never forget I'm all man baby girl, I told her with a smile. I'm nobody's baby girl. I would appreciate it if you would stop calling me that. I say what I want out of my mouth. You don't want me to talk, then feed me. Donuts are my favorite sweet treat. I like the regular ones. I can't get down with the ones with the creamy filling. Sometimes that filling gets all over my beard and shit. Depending on how sweet the filling is, determines how fast I eat the donut. I can eat a donut for hours if the shit is good. Don't get it confused, I don't eat every donut out here.
A donut.
That shit ain't cool. I'm picky about the shit I put in my mouth, I told her, making sure to lick my lips.
Y'all, ladies, it's no longer considered, whatever you could consider your female parts is no longer considered that. It is now a fucking donut, okay? Uh-oh. Sorry, YouTube. I gotta watch the mouth, y'all. I'm trying. But it is now considered a donut. So, yes. Guys, y'all heard what's his darn name? Dice. Dice said he don't put all kinds of donuts in his mouth, any type of donut in his mouth. Mm-hmm. You sure don't. Lord have mercy. Let me get back focused.
It took her a minute, but she finally caught on that I was talking about eating pussy. Don't get me wrong, I did like donuts, but I liked pussy way better.
Okay.
You're a nasty motherfucker. It's even nastier that I know you're not talking about a donut. I hope you're not talking about my sister though, Trick said with his face balled up. She rolled her eyes, but I could tell she was bothered like a motherfucker. Trick and old girl left out of the room quick as hell. I heard the door close, but I was too busy looking at Diamond pout like she was a damn kid to acknowledge them leaving. I can't believe he left me like this, she said. She stomped over to the empty chair that was the farthest distance from me and sat down. She just didn't know that I didn't want to be around her like that either. When I ran into her on the elevator, she planted herself in my head. Now that she's in here with me and she has that sexy ass smart mouth thing going on, not only is she in my head, but she has my dick hard as hell.
Okay.
No matter what I tried to think about or tried to look at on TV, to stop me from thinking about how bad I wanted to shove my dick down her throat in the most loving way possible, nothing worked. Yet, She was definitely a damn demon, a sexy ass, smart mouth, fat ass, probably walking around with a deadly pussy demon. Chapter 10 I am in D. I was texting Detrick trying to understand what his point was for leaving me here with his friend. There wasn't a need for him to take Tamika anywhere. Her ass rode here with me, so why the hell wouldn't she return the same fucking way? Here I am in this damn hospital room with a man that was somewhat of an asshole. I wasn't trying to get to know him on any other level than him being an associate of my brother, that's it plain and simple. There wasn't shit he could do for me. If he's staying in my hotel, that means he's a gambler. There's no way he could have anything of substance. Gambling is just like any other addiction, it will bleed you dry until it leaves you with only the clothes on your back. Not only was he a gambler, but he's also a thug. That is definitely a combination that I need to stay away from. He was talking about that damn donut and licking his lips, wanting to get a reaction out of me, but it wasn't happening. There was no reaction for him to see. My panties were moist and my thighs were hurting from me shutting them tight as I sat in this chair trying to ignore him. The nurse needed to hurry up with his discharge papers because the faster I got out of his presence the better. I have your get out of jail free paperwork, the nurse said as she handed him some sheets of paper. I couldn't help but to focus on his hands. There's no way his hands were that big. I've never paid attention to a man's hands before, but here I am wondering if he had rough feeling hands. I had to stop myself from wondering how they would feel against my skin. Would he enjoy the tenderness of my skin under his fingertips? Is he the type to squeeze or rub? Thank you so much. I can't wait to get back to my suite and take a nice hot shower, he told her with that sexy smile. I didn't remember him smiling when we saw each other on the elevator. It wasn't much that I could remember from that brief encounter. Well, that's a lie, I remember the front of his pants moving. The thickness of his tongue as he licked his perfect-sized lips kept jumping into my mind. You need to take it easy according to the doctor. You don't have a concussion or anything, so they're letting you go, but that doesn't mean go out here and find another fight to get into. I also want to add that you need to leave them hookstanglements alone. I had no clue what she was talking about, but he must have, because he started laughing loud as hell. His deep manly laugh sent chills through my body. I stood to my feet due to the desperate need I had to get out of this room. I'm going to make sure an Uber is outside for us since we were riding together, I said. Nah, you're not walking out there alone, have a seat, we'll walk out together. Once I sat down, I cursed myself out because of how easily I followed his directions. The tone in his voice didn't show a trace of bossiness or him being an asshole.
Submissive.
It was comforting, maybe even protective. Shaking my head at the way I was already being receptive to him. Once he got his stuff together, we walked out to the parking lot together. I took note of how he possessed all the gentleman-like qualities that were taught to me in those etiquette classes that I was forced to take when I started high school. He was opening doors, allowing me to walk through doorways first. He opened the car door for me. When we got to the casino, he was sure to be the one that opened the door for me as well. I'm going to escort you to your door. Then I'll go crash out and get ready for tomorrow. Why did you become a professional gambler? I finally asked the question that had been floating in my head the whole night. It's safer than selling drugs and stealing shit. How long has that question been in your head? He asked as we stepped into the elevator. Since I found out you were a guest here. I never understood the whole gambling addiction thing. Hold up, who said I was addicted? Gambling is an addiction, right? So is pussy if it's tight, fresh, and wet. What's your point? Gambling to me is a job, not an addiction. It keeps my black ass out of jail and traveling all over. I want to point out that if all gamblers are addicts, what do you call yourself, MRS? Casino owner. I didn't say that all gamblers were addicts, I clarified. Oh, so I'm the only one that's an addict? He asked. I didn't mean it that way. Yes, you did, and I accept your apology. I didn't apologize, I said defiantly. Yes, you did. Something is wrong with you. I didn't call you an addict, therefore, I didn't apologize. How are we supposed to have a conversation if you keep hearing things that aren't said? I asked. He ran his hand across the waves that adorned the top of his head. That same hand then pulled on his beard, as I watched his every move. I don't know why I was so fascinated by this man. Every move he made was smooth and seemed to be in slow motion. I had to be losing my mind. Yes, he said, causing me to look up. When in the hell did he get so close to me? I have to start taking the stairs, these elevators are dangerous. I didn't ask you anything that warranted an answer of yes or no, I told him. He put his hands flat against the elevator wall on both sides of my head. I looked up at him while he picked me apart with his eyes. I didn't know what it was he was looking for or what he saw. The only thing I did know was that I'm vulnerable around him. That was a feeling that I wasn't used to or that I liked so much. You didn't say it, but your body is speaking for you. It's saying all the things that you don't want or are afraid to say. Your words are interrupting the communication that we have going on. I get it though, you're scared of whatever is in the air when we're around each other. You can stand there and try to deny it in your head all you want. I'm not into forcing a female to do anything that her heart, body, and mind aren't in agreement about. You don't have to worry about me doing anything other than respecting you and protecting you like the queen that you are. I'm only going to walk you to your door to make sure you're straight. After that's done, then I'm not gonna bother you. If you hear all the things that my body is supposed to be telling you, how can you say you're not gonna force anything? Why should I force or try to persuade you of some shit that's destined to happen? You should feel damn good about me not turning into a forceful type of man with you. I don't have to persuade shit when it comes to you. You'll come to me when you're ready. I ain't the one to talk about the future, destiny, and all that other shit. Since you're the bossy and hard-headed type, I gotta let you see that shit on your own. I ain't got nothing but time, sweetheart. The elevator doors opened. He took a few steps back, then held his hand out, letting me know to walk out of the elevator first. Although my heart was racing and my legs were wobbly as fuck, I tried to walk past him as if nothing had been said between us. I could feel his eyes all over me as if they were physically touching me. There's no way I can have this type of connection with this man that I knew nothing of substance about. I had to refocus once I got in this room because I had a hotel to run, dreams to reach. Getting involved with a man, especially the type of man that Dice was showing me to be, wasn't in the cards. That's something that I know without a doubt. This man was nothing but trouble. Once I got to my door, I turned to him and forced a smile. I thank you for making sure I got to my door safely. I also thank you for being there for my brother. Although I've never met or heard of you, it seems that you and he are friends. I, for one, know that true friends are hard to come by, I told him. He stared through me for what felt like 5 minutes. My hands were sweating and caused me to drop my key card. I went to reach for it, but he stopped me. He reached down slowly, his head was right in front of my sopping wet pussy. I don't know if he actually paused, looked directly at it, smirked, licked his lips, bit his bottom lip again, then stood to hand me my key. Nah, he didn't do all that. I have to be imagining shit. When our hands touched during the exchanging of the key, I felt something that moved through me. It wasn't a tingle or a spark, it was something more, something powerful but also indescribable. I'm not gonna walk away until you go inside and shut the door, baby girl, he said smoothly. I was suddenly standing here with my keycard in my hand and my mouth feeling like I just ate cotton balls. Fumbling with the key and trying to ignore the feeling of him looking at me, I finally got the door open. Good night, I said quickly before closing the door just as fast. I stood there with my back to the door. There wasn't a doubt in my mind that he was still standing on the other side of the door. I could feel him. After standing there fighting myself so I would not open the door and rape him, I walked to the bathroom to start the shower water. I needed a shower, possibly more than one, to get my mind back right. Right now, I'm having all types of sluttish, scandalous, and downright sinful thoughts about this man named Dice. Chapter 11.
All right, guys. What do you think? Oh, honey. We always leave off with Dietrich. We need to extend our chapters out, I guess. But no, I'm just teasing. That was exciting to me because I never read this book. So I didn't even make notes about it. And normally I make notes about all my books, but all the books that I read. But I ain't took no notes of that because, honey, might be on to something. Of course, I already know how it's going to end. What do you mean, do I know? Of course, I know. I mean, I've been reading for a long, long time, and I can pretty much tell you if it don't end the way that I think it's going to end, then I'll be really upset, and me and Toy would have to have a whole discussion. Yeah. I need to get me one of those. And I'm just rambling now. We're not gonna read anymore, but I need to get me one of those sound effect machines where it claps, it laughs, it pauses. I mean, I pause, but it makes all kind of crazy noises. That's what I need to get. Yeah, yeah. But if you like this, subscribe, like, and comment. I've been wanting to say that. So, and then I'm snorting. But if you like this type of stuff, I'm here. I'm here for the duration, guys. I promise you. I'm just gonna get my act together. And no, I cannot bring anyone on in that. And I hate it that I can't, because I have people that want to come in on live, and I'm not saying anyone's here right now, but I have people that have spoken with me and be like, hey, you need to add me on your live. I can't. Oh, excuse me. I can't. I can't add anyone onto my live. I don't know why. I guess I'm not privileged enough, or it's just something that they don't offer. But I'm not for sure. But maybe one of these days I'll be able to have a bigger space and I can have more people come on to my live and actually be in the live instead of just a voice. Because I don't want y'all just to hear a voice. I want you all to see a face, to put a, what is it, to put a name with a face or a name with a voice? We're going to say put a name with a face with the voice. So that's what I want. And one of the days it's going to happen for me. So, yeah. I don't know. I have a lot of people that don't ask me about this. But it's okay. I'm going to get it down. I'm going to get it right. So tomorrow we will come in and do 11 through 15 and see what it is. I think this book has like 21 chapters. We would have been finished with this book on Thursday. But since I missed yesterday, we won't get finished with it till Friday. Now, I do have some things in the works. I just got to make them work, and I don't want to speak on it just yet because then it won't come it won't come to like I want it to. But I do have a few things that I'm working on. So yeah. And just so you know, I mean, I have Miss Toy has, I don't know if y'all can see this, but I don't want you to read it because it got some stuff on there. But I'm just going to show you this little list right here. These are all the books that we're going to read. And that's it. I'm not going to show you anymore. And it won't take us long. I promise you it won't. It won't take us long. But those are the books that I would like to share with you. It's a whole lot. And I know, and I think when I started out, because I started on Facebook, I'm not even gonna lie, I started on Facebook. I wasn't even gonna make a YouTube channel. Like I just go to Facebook. But not downgrading Facebook or that platform. They don't show they won't they want you to, what is the word that I'm looking for? They want you to pay for it to reach a certain audience. Yeah. But I'm like, I'm not. I'm not. And it's not cheap either. I mean, hey, this day and time, $40 is a lot. That's a whole meal. Well, not a whole meal, a half a meal, or even the meat. But anyway, yeah, they want you to pay, and I just can't do that. I just don't have the funds to do that. And I just think this is a nice little getaway for me for a couple of hours or however long. And yeah, I do read other books on the side. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. And it's hard, and I know I'm gonna get recommendations at some point, but it's gonna be very, very hard because my thing is I don't wanna in prime example, I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it, damn it. I'm sorry. I thought this was the first book for Miss Toy. I really did. Because I went to some website, and I think it was hers, and it had this book up first, and well, some Christmas books, but we ain't in the holiday or not nothing like that. But I thought this was the first book, but it wasn't. I dived straight in the middle of her catalog. But guess what we're gonna do? As soon as we get done with Dice and Diamonds, we're gonna back it all the way up to Falling Hard for His Hood Love. I've only read one of her books in my entire life, and then whenever I went to go find, I'm itching. Whenever I went to go find her to look for another book, it wasn't there, so I just gave up hope. I thought maybe she stopped writing. But that was not the case. Miss Toy has been writing. She has over 30 something books. No, we're not going to read. We'll probably just read a few. I don't want to um bore y'all with the same old person. I don't want to make it be repetitive, even though my goal is just to read a few books, then we go to our next author. Just I have different ideas. I don't want to keep y'all on the same catalog. I don't want to do that because then you'll get tired of me and I get tired of looking at y'all. I get tired of looking at y'all and it just wouldn't be right. So I am going to bounce around from author to author and I'll let you know in advance. But for right now, we are going to stay on this toy cause I have to prepare myself for my next one. My next move is my biggest move, I think. I don't typically wear glasses, but my eyes have been bothering me here lately. So I was like, wear your glasses, wear your glasses, wear your glasses. So as soon as I get off this darn computer, I promise you, I'm going to take these jokers off and let that be the reason. But yeah, feel free to ask me any questions, and if I can answer them, I will. If it's about the author, I don't know too much. I had to look up some information for her. The little bit of and I think it's in 100. Yeah, if you go to 100, my first one at the beginning, I do give a small description of Miss Toy. So yeah, I'm not gonna be the one that repeats stuff, but I will give you guys a little description on the authors before we start reading from their catalog. But just remember that that subscribe, like, and comment. You ain't even got to comment. Just like it, damn it. I mean, just like it. Yeah, subscribe and like. You don't even have to comment because I know for a fact that people come after you post stuff. Now, if I was like everyone else, my likes and um my likes and my oh, you ain't. Well, I was trying to see something, but you can't do it now. But anyway, um, I was just trying to see. I'm not like everyone else. I'm not big and I can't tell who's on here. I don't even know if anybody is on. Well, I think there's nobody. Yeah, blind got on glasses. Still can't see that. Um, yeah, there's nobody in here, but it's all right. I still like to get on here and read my books with y'all. Yeah, that I do. But it's 8 o'clock. Sister gotta go get up bright and early. Oh, bright and early in the morning. So I'm finna get off. Thank you for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Well, subscribe, like, comment, however you want to do it. Just do it, dang it. All right. Bye, guys. Y'all have a great one. See you tomorrow. I don't know what time. Don't ask me, but I'll see you tomorrow. I think I lied. Do I have to edit this? Oh, no. No. Shut up.